Hey there, it's Cody Cox with Trinity National Holdings. September 1st, out on my Friday stroll. And I missed last week. I was involved in a 3-day online virtual training program and had a couple other things going, so I wasn't really even able to get out and take a little stroll on Friday. But I wanted to come to you today, and I'm just kind of thinking about, been thinking about a little bit about the word persistence. And just how we have to be persistent, especially when it comes in the note business. Because one of the things we get a great opportunity is to deal with rejection. My mentor tells me that for every one note you buy, you probably have to make at least 10 bids on it to get that one. And sometimes that structure varies a little bit. Kind of the case in point here is that this week I put in about 10 to 12 bids to a couple different sources, and one of those sources was 5 bids to one particular fund, and it turned out I didn't get any of those 5, and the reason is because there was another larger company that came in and bought all of the notes on that tape. There were 28 assets on that tape, and I bid on 5 of them. Did a little further checking with the hedge fund, and on 3 of those I actually had a higher bid than the loan level bids on the one from the the outside buyer, and I was just a couple $1,000s off on the other 2. So in essence, I could have got 3 out of 5 had it not been one buyer, very cash heavy, that came in and bought all 28. So another opportunity to be kind of feeling down, feeling rejected. But I know of 10, you make that one, and it makes a lot of sense. It's actually going to be quite profitable it would be quite profitable for me, and obviously for my joint venture investor. So it also likens back to a story. I'm just finishing up a book called 3 Feet of Gold by Greg Reed. And one of the things they talk about in there, it's kind of some information coming back from Napoleon Hill, which is the quote that's on this particular Facebook Live. It basically tells you that tells a story of a guy who was out on the east and the big gold rush in California, and basically sold everything and headed out to California. Ended up finding a hi there, how are you guys?
We're good. How are you doing?
I'm doing well, thanks. Ended up finding a nice little vein of gold. Bought some equipment, started mining for it, and all of a sudden the gold vein ran out. And so he had enough basically to pay for his equipment and his trip back home, but he sold all his equipment and the mine rights to somebody who knew a little bit more about gold. And that guy who bought the mine ended up finding somebody who understood gold, a geologist I think it was, or an engineer of some sort. And they actually found out that there was a fault line and caused that gold mine to shift. And they found out that he was only the original buyer, original guy, miner, was 3 feet away from where that vein of gold, and it turned out to be one of the richest vein of golds in California. But the story doesn't end there. The story is that the guy who originally sold that off learned from that, went back, started selling insurance, and made oodles of money after that. And so, it worked out well, although obviously it would have been good to have that original gold mine. So I guess what I'm telling you guys is there is still a gold mine out there for you, and you're just like almost there, and not give it up. I know that this week I had plenty of opportunity to be rejected or feel rejection and get disappointed. But then I remember what the goal is. I remember the why and what I'm doing. And so I submitted 3 bids in on another tape last night, and I know I've got a new one coming in over the weekend. And so plenty of opportunity to rebound and make good on what was a learning experience. One of the things I learned from, even though I got all 5 of those rejected, is my process is sound. I was the winner on 3 of them and just a little shy on the other 2. And had it not been, if they kept it at a loan level pricing and loan level type of venture submissions, I would be working on 3 new loans right now. So anyway, good deal today. Don't give up out there. Keep persistent. Keep pushing through. Understand that you might already have 2 of the 3 combinations on the combination lock, and all you need is that one more for your breakthrough. So, even Scripture even says, it talks about knock and the door will be open. And if you dig into that a little bit closer, it actually says knock and keep on knocking. And keep on knocking, and that door will eventually be open. So you're out there, keep knocking. The door's going to open for you. Be persistent. Don't give up. And we'll see you next week. And I want you all to remember, is together, our potential is infinite. Thanks a lot for listening. Talk to you next week.